Good morning, welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for tuning in, really appreciate it. Today we've got a little bit of a weekend vlog going on for y'all. We have this WRX here today. It's like I think it's a 2018, 2019, maybe a 2020, not 100% sure, but one of those three. But we've got a WRX here with the FA20 DIT that we are going to be walnut blasting for a customer. So I'll show you guys the car here in a bit. If you guys haven't seen yet, the last video that I posted was more of an in-depth version of my walnut blasting process. So if you're looking to do any kind of walnut blasting to a direct injected car, specifically the FA20 DIT 2015 plus WRX, by all means go check out that last video. I will make sure that I link it right down below. This video is not going to be really like an in-depth video on doing the walnut blasting, but more so just kind of me doing it. So, you know, I'm gonna really want to see today how long it takes to get this done. Obviously it's gonna take a little bit longer because I'm gonna be filming just a little bit here and there, but other than that it shouldn't take up too much more time. So not gonna rush the process whatsoever. I'm still gonna take my time while I'm doing it. I'm guessing probably like around 8 hours or so, but I could be very wrong. So I'm not 8 hours, 6 hours. I'm thinking around 6 hours, but we'll see. So that's why I kind of wanted to film. That way I can get some time frames of how long it takes me to remove the intake manifold off the FA20, and then from there do the blasting process and then reinstall it. Typically the reinstallation part of the intake manifold is really quick. That's not hard, it's just all the prep stuff. So jacking the car up, draining the coolant, pulling the fuel pump fuse, letting the fuel die, or the car die with no fuel in it, and then just removing the intake manifold in itself. It takes a little bit of time, and then getting down to the openings of the intake manifold, or the intake valves. So we'll see how long it takes me. I don't think it'll be too bad. This is the third car now that I've done walnut blasting on, so I'm very confident with doing it. I have no issues with that whatsoever. I know what I'm doing, I've done it enough. So not a super hard job. So anyways, if you want to see me walnut blast some valves, stay tuned. So here's the car that we're going to be working on today. Pretty sweet car. Definitely like it. So that's the car right there. Like I said, we're just gonna go ahead and jump right into this. So we're gonna go ahead and jack the car up. Actually, before we jack the car up, we're gonna pop the hood. We're gonna pull the fuel pump fuse, and then we're gonna make sure that we turn the car on and let it die and get all the fuel out of the lines. And then from there we'll go ahead and jack the car up, drain a gallon of coolant, and start the removal of the intake manifold. So let's go. Maybe a minute or so. We'll see how long it takes for this one to shut off. So it's now 11:13. And it just cut. So from 10:57 to 11:13. So this one took a while, but it is what it is. I was watching the field pressure on the access port. I pulled that monitor up, and it was kind of just jumping all over the place. Not in a bad way, but started high and went a little low, went a little lower, dropped back up. But yeah, I mean, she finally cut. Took roughly a little over 10 minutes or so. But so that part of the process is done. Cranked her over a few times to make sure she wouldn't start back up. And now we can go ahead and start disassembling stuff in the engine bay to get to the intake manifold and get the intake manifold taken off. Let's go.
Perfect, 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 perfect.
Alright, well, we've got the bore camera in there. We've got the cylinders that we're not working on all taped up. And so we're in that valve right there. And yeah, you can see that it's pretty cakey. But it looks closed, but we're going to go ahead and open it up and reclose it with the bore camera in there so we can fully make sure that it's closed. So I've already got my socket on the crank pulley bolt. So let's go ahead and give this guy a nice close. So this right here is the CB Bros bracket. This is part of the kit, and then you also get the wand and the adapter for the Walnut blaster. So this, and then a bolt comes in the kit, and then it's got this rubber cork right here as well. So this is two-sided. So what I do is I'll put it down on the valve, get it cranked down so it's nice and tight, and then I will blast on one side more so directed towards one valve for about 3 minutes, and then I'll pop the cork out and then put it on the other side that I didn't blast, and then blast that side for 3 minutes as well. So both sides of or each valve in each valve opening gets the same amount of time and gets nice and cleaned as good as possible. So let's go ahead and get this on and get the blasting. Well, we got these valves fully blasted. They're looking a lot better than they did to begin with. So now all we have left to do is go ahead and reassemble the car and get it put back together. One other thing, I'm going to go ahead and blast those plates. I'm going to blast those plates here next, actually, now that I think about it. So we're going to get those plates blasted, then we'll get those plates put back into the motor, and then we'll start putting everything back together. Alright, well, the walnut blasting process is fully done. This car is fully put back together. For some reason, for me, this thing is it's 100% easier to put back together than it is to take apart. It's so quick going back together, but for some reason taking it apart seems like it takes forever. But it is what it is. So all those valves are blasted, everything's all cleaned up, and it is now 4:57. So we started at 10:57, so 10:57, 11:57, 12:57, 1:57, 2:57, 3:57, 4:57, 5:57. So I think I said 6 hours at the beginning of the video, and it took roughly about 7. And you know, like I said, I wasn't not working fast. I was taking my time, crossing my T's, dotting my I's. So 7 hours on the dot, essentially, is what it took. with some brakes and whatnot in there. So if I wouldn't have taken brakes and I would have just kept going and going and going on this thing, then I probably could have gotten it done within a 6-hour time span. So about 6-7 hours to get this done, but she's done. Started her up. Now all we're doing is just finishing up burping the coolant system, and we already started her up, and she starts up, runs great, and that's that. So thank you guys very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're looking for a more in-depth video on the walnut blasting process, like I said, I will link my video down below. It's the last video that I posted right before this one, more than likely. So, but yeah, there is an in-depth walnut blasting video on my channel, and be sure to go check that out if you're looking to do this yourself. So anyways, thanks guys for watching. Appreciate y'all. You guys have a good one.